Well, it says I'm live, and I'm trying out a new suggestion that somebody gave me. And I've got up here in the comment section, I was able to pin my own comment. Do not ask me questions about my cheerings because I ain't answering it. Baby Alives with Rosemary, Jeff Jefferson, Ivan, Paxton. Ooh, Paxton Durrimple. Hey, um, yeah, yeah, please spare yourself from getting Whomping Willowed by my lovely Whomping Willows, Miss Mary or Miss Becca. If you ask questions about my kids, I'm simply not answering because it just clogs up the feed. And I've already answered it till I'm blue in the face. And what else? Don't ask me inappropriate questions that you wouldn't ask somebody in public. If it would embarrass you to ask somebody something in public, and you just don't ask me because you will get squashed. So anyway, hi. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's sober October going? Mine's going splendidly. My sober Saturday. I'm usually on Saturday nights when I do lives. Not a lot of people get on, so I kind of expect that everybody's out getting hammered and wasted and doing things that young people do as they're growing up and old people do as they're being stupid by staying drunk like I used to do. So who is Paxton? Ken Paxton is the sitting attorney general of the state of Texas, whom I've made about 20 plus videos about railing against the guy because he's the guy who stole my bank account back in December of 2017. Many of you, or I don't know if you're here, if you've seen it, but you might have seen my video I made called I'm a Deadbeat Dad. And that was the very first time I went public about my bank account getting seized, and it didn't get a lot of views, relatively speaking, to some of my bigger ones. I don't know, 70 or 80,000. But the reason it's important to me is because typically, when you're a quote unquote deadbeat and you're such an awful parent, the state of Texas goes to the extreme measure of stealing your bank account, then generally that means you're broke, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it. And this is just me having nothing left to lose, so I'm talking about it. So yeah, I titled this Ken Paxton Connecting the Dots with Shelley Luther and Michelle Smith. I've already seen it in the not this Paxton. It's in the comment section. To answer your question, that's who Ken Paxton is. Now, Shelley Luther, in case you don't know who she is a salon owner in Dallas, Texas. You might remember her back when COVID first started, and the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, passed I don't know what you call it, resolution, a law. He declared from upon high that nobody in the hair salon business, among other things, shall do business anymore unless you want to get in trouble. Well, Shelley Luther is, again, a salon owner, had a bunch of hairstylists working for her, and there are a lot of hairstylists are really, really upset over it. And she decided to defy Greg Abbott's orders and open her salon anyways, which ultimately landed her, she got arrested, and she actually spent, I don't know, 1 or 2 nights in jail. And it upset a lot of people. It upset people at the governor. People who would normally support Greg Abbott were upset with him. People who supported Shelley Luther and that generally like bars that didn't like their businesses getting shut down, they supported Shelley. Me, I was a drinker at the time, but I wasn't a bar person. I, again, non-political, not even really going to get political, but I supported her for doing what she did. That being said, let's get to who is Michelle Smith. I've talked about her maybe once or twice on here, but I've talked about her a lot more here recently on my Facebook page. Michelle Smith is the former campaign manager for guess who? That's right, Ken Paxton. Michelle Smith is the former campaign manager for Ken Paxton. Back in the day, 2017, well, December 2017 is when it first happened. I got my bank account seized. That was right before Christmas. I called him my own personal Grinch. roll around to 2018, and we're firing up the 2018 political season, and I just saw an opportunity to get back at this douchebag that stole my bank account. And so I started raising mortal hell about Ken Paxton, just absolutely grinding this man's name to the ground, which I still do to this day. And I'm not going to stop doing it until my name is cleared and made whole, and I can get my passport and get my vehicle titles. So I started railing against Ken Paxton, and it was apparently little old me was starting to have a kind of a little bit of an effect on the campaign for Paxton's reelection, because he had already been indicted shortly after winning elections in 2014. And apparently little old me was having a little bit of an impact. So his campaign manager, Michelle Smith, reached out to me. And she reached out to me via Facebook Messenger. And I'm not going to bore everybody just yet with what all we talked about. But basically what Michelle was saying was, Caleb, you're making my job really hard. And my boss doesn't like it. And my job is to get him reelected. So basically I'm asking you, what can we do? She didn't put it that way. She came across as very caring and understanding. I was very standoffish. Eventually I came around to like, okay, I'll give you a shot. Anyways, long story short, for now, she wound up talking me into calling off my Push Paxton Out, hashtag Push Paxton Out campaign. And I called off the dogs on my Paxton for Prison. I called it off thinking, okay, well, she actually did something, and she had people call me. Let's fast forward now to currently. Shelley Luther, being the salon owner in the Dallas area, also the Collin County area. I think she's actually in Collin County, which is coincidentally the hometown of the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton. And now, apparently, Shelley Luther has hired Michelle Smith. Simple Google search, and you can find it. I've found several articles, and they describe her, Michelle Smith, as being Shelley Luther's campaign manager. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Okay, so I don't know much about Shelley other than what the headline she made. So I found Shelley's. She's running for state senate of Texas. I found her Facebook page. She's got, I don't know, 13 or 14,000 people that follow it. And she posted a picture today of her, rubbing elbows and kissing babies, typical politician bullshit. And I didn't cuss. Yes, I was trolling, but I didn't come across as a douchebag troll. Like, I didn't just post random stupid stuff that anybody would ignore. I asked a question, and I prefaced that question with, Shelley, first of all, I support what you did back in the day on opening up your salon. And that's going to piss off some people, but I don't really care. I never was in support of the shutdown. I'm still not in support of the shutdown, but that's not the point of this conversation. Point is, I supported what she did, and I said, but what I don't understand is how could you possibly think it was a good idea or something like that to hire Ken Paxton's former campaign manager, Michelle Smith. And I said something to the effect of, she threw me under the bus, and I've got all the documentation, and I've got all the documentation. It's all recorded. It's all kept safe offline. So in case there's something that happens to yours truly, just know that it will surface, because I'm not an idiot. I always keep dead men switches in place in case something happens to go Caleb. Because if Caleb winds up dead in a ditch, just know that I am not suicidal by a long shot. And hell, I'm clean now. Well, Shelley wound up blocking me. Shelley Luther blocked me from commenting. As a public page, she can't like if you have an individual page, you can like completely block people, or they can't even see you. All they can see is like your profile picture. They can't see your name or anything. but as a public page, they can ban you from posting, but they can't ban you from viewing. And they can't even ban me from sharing. So I shared her picture to my Facebook, and I just made it really clear that I was like, look at this shit. Shelley Luther banned me or blocked me from commenting. All I did was ask a question. And that's all it was it's just a question. I'm asking questions. And here's the part about politics that the reason I don't get into politics and I don't talk about politics much. Yes, I talk about politicians, i.e. Ken Paxton, the douchebag, but it's for reasons of him screwing me and my family over. Is if you're involved in politics, then someone talks about your guy or your gal, then you have somebody to defend. And people like me, I don't have anybody to defend because I don't care about your politician. I don't like any of them. That's just who I am. And that's why I don't, I get questions sometime, and, I'll answer sometime, but I'm just not going to get into partisan politics because I don't care. I think they're all a bunch of crooks, and sure, some of them are worse than others, but I just don't care. That being said, there's a lot of people that I'm friends with personally and Facebook friends with that are supporters of Shelley Luther. And this is where it gets sticky, because they're going to be like, Caleb, God, shut up, Caleb. I like Shelley. I support her, Shelley. And I'm like, I support her too when she was just doing her business and opening her salon up so that, hang on. That is one of the downsides of living out in BFE, is all the inbred redneck hillbillies that think it's funny to put glass packs on their diesels, and it's annoying. Other than that, I love living out in the country. So, so people get upset with me when I start shitting on their particular flavor of politician. Here's where I'm at. Ken Paxton screwed me over. And there are people who are directly tied to Ken Paxton, either currently or formerly, such as Michelle Smith, that now works for Shelley Luther. I simply asked a question, and she not only blocked me from commenting, but she also took my comment completely down. I guess I would understand if it was just a really disgusting, inappropriate, vulgar comment to take that down. I get it. Yeah, I might take that down too, maybe. But I didn't. It wasn't that. I made it. I complimented her first of all and agreed with her what she did, and then I asked her a question, and she deleted it. Fortunately for me, I screenshot it. I have the screenshot. I've posted the screenshot, and people might say, "Well, Caleb, what difference does it make? How does this affect you? Why are you picking on Shelley?" I just want answers. Ken Paxton screwed me over, and I've made it abundantly clear. I've got nothing left to lose. Like nothing. I've got nothing left to lose. What do I have to lose now? Somebody's going to squeal. Somebody is going to spill it. Somebody knows something and get this done. Somebody's going to squeal. And until I get some answers and my name is cleared, I don't care who I have to piss on. Like with Shelley Luther, I don't know Shelley personally. I don't have anything personally against her. I'm kind of like Dr. House in this manner. I'm like, I don't care if she wins or she loses. If she loses, okay. If she wins, okay. It doesn't affect me, not directly. I couldn't care less. My deal is I want answers. And apparently she is covering for Michelle Smith. She's covering something. Why delete it? And you might say, well, you don't know, Caleb. And maybe you're right. Maybe Shelley doesn't run her own Facebook profiles. That's a possibility. Maybe Michelle runs it. I'd give Shelley the benefit of the doubt, and she may not even give two shits about whether or not little peon me says anything about her. Maybe, maybe not, but Shelley, everybody that votes for her is a peon. Everybody. I'm just another peon. Yeah, I'm not in your district, but I just want answers. You hired Michelle Smith. Michelle Smith threw me under the bus. If she'll throw me under the bus, is she flexible enough to throw somebody else under the bus? Will she throw you under the bus? Maybe, maybe so. And as far as Shelley herself, well, yes, I agreed with her on defying the governor's orders to not stay home and to, be safe, put your mask on or whatever, and uh, keep social distance and keep everything clean just so they can keep the economy, their local economy going. I supported that. It'd be one thing for her to have missed my comment. I mean, hell's bells. I miss thousands of comments every single day. I like reading my comments. Not all of them. Not all of them are supportive of me. A lot of people shit on me. I don't delete any of them. I would get it if she just missed it, but she didn't. She deleted it. She deleted the comment, or whoever runs her account deleted the comment. Again, maybe she doesn't run her own social media. I don't know. I mean, the president runs his own Twitter, allegedly, right? She's a big Trump supporter. He runs his own Twitter account. We all know how that goes. That's always a nice shit show to watch. God dang, y'all think I'm a shit show. Whew. His Twitter feed is just sheer entertainment. Just always covfefe and just the crap that comes out of his mouth. You just never know what you're going to get. So if he runs his own social media, Shelley's she's not even a politician yet. She's not that big. I'd find it hard to believe that she doesn't know about it, and I just find that really hard to believe. So I don't know what else to tell people. Again, I know I'm going to be shitting on a lot of people because a lot of people, even people who aren't in Shelley Luther's district, would be like, Caleb, Jesus Christ, shut up. Oh my God, can you just shut up? I've supported you this whole time. I know Ken Paxton's a douchebag, and God dang, I like Shelley. You need to shut up. I'm like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The thing about people like Shelley is, and this is actually just using one of their own people's words, the notorious Rush Limbaugh. The only reason I know this because I used to be a huge, avid Rush Limbaugh listener. I worship the guy. Not anymore, obviously. But here's basically what Rush said about that, and I'm kind of paraphrasing. Something to the effect of is, ugly people know they're ugly. And the reciprocal of that is pretty people know they're pretty. And Shelley Luther, I don't know if you've seen her or not, is drop dead gorgeous. There's no doubt about it. And here's a little factoid that's going to just get under some people's, the burr under their saddle is most men are intimidated by beautiful women. And that is a fact, Jack. I haven't even looked at the comments section. What do y'all think about that? Am I full of crap, or is that the truth? Miss Mary, in all caps, yes, they are. No politics, please. Boring tea. I'm not talking politics. Again, I'm not taking any one side or the other. I'm talking about specifically to my case. Miss Mary is the only one that agrees with me. Men are intimidated. Most men are intimidated by beautiful women. Is that okay? Shine X agrees with me. Bowman Oping, yep. Contest, not going to talk about that. Yes, I agree, Mariah. Okay, most people are agreeing in the comment section that men are intimidated by beautiful women. I would know because I was a young man once, and I made young man decisions, and I let those eyes, those boobs, I fell for it all. And there's a reason I know this is because I lived it. Fortunately for me, that doesn't apply to me anymore because I just don't care. I'm not, I don't even know how to put this. I'm not shitting on Shelley because of her politics per se, even though, again, I'm not getting into politics. I'm simply asking a question. Why would you hire Michelle Smith? And if you didn't know, that's a fine answer. There's nothing wrong with that. If you didn't know she worked for Ken Paxton, that's a fine answer. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I find it hard to believe. I mean, that you'd hire somebody like that. It seems like Michelle, she gets things done because she's very persuasive. She's very polite in the beginning. I just want to know, why did you hire her? Someone who worked for as someone as rotten as Ken Paxton. So, inquiring minds want to know. I'd love for, again, I don't expect Shelley to answer me, and that's fine. She didn't have to. I think she'd be kind of foolish not to, because I'm just an average person like everybody else. So, anyways, Paxton is just, I can't even. I just feel incredibly adult watching something like this. Fire flame. Sean TV, you are the notorious dad. It's true, I am. For those of you who don't know, I got that moniker. I was given that name in jail. I have so much respect for you, man. God bless the official Terry Davis dancing channel. Oh, well, thank you, official Terry Davis dancing channel. I've never been much of a dancer. Aiden Plays, look up there. Read it right around there. I don't know where your comments are, but I'm not talking about that. Dad bod, yeah. Gee, thanks. Yeah, got the gut. I don't know if you can see it. Still got a little bit of gut here. Got to get rid of. It still hangs over just a little bit. Not proud of it, but I'm working on it. You stream a lot, huh? For mahi mahi. Oh, I love mahi. I do now. I didn't used to. Yes, because you tell what's up in the field. How's it? Oh my gosh. Hang on. Slow down. Yes, because you tell what up feels. King's a man. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, I see you found out how to pin your comments. Shanna Jackson. Was it Shanna? Was that you? The other day it was, yeah. It was either you or that kid, that 11-year-old. I can't remember. Yes, I remember whoever it was. I remembered this time, and I figured it out. So thank you. Libby Plays. You are just an influencer. You're such a good parent, and will do anything. Respect and crowns. Well, thank you. Jack Thornton. Caleb, I'm back. Well, me too. And I'm sober, more sober than ever. What is this stream about? This is me tying the knot, or connecting the dots between the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton, a woman named Shelley Luther, who's running for Texas Senate out of Dallas, and her hiring the former campaign manager for the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton, and yours truly just simply asking questions and getting blocked by Shelley Luther. What's your favorite? Damn it. What's your favorite fish to catch? I'm not a huge fisherman. I love to fish. I'm just not a big fisherman. Anything that I can eat. Boring Tea. It was me, Caleb. I'm the 11-year-old. Yes, Boring Tea. That's what I thought. Thank you, Boring Tea. Thank you very much. The official Terry Davis party. Watched Parker's video a few months back. It was recommended today again a few minutes ago, and I was wondering if you've been posting recently. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Yeah, my channel is on fire today. Like on fire. It's remember about 3 or 4 months ago, I was talking about how a big of a gigantic spike. This one's even bigger. It's really nice. I appreciate it. I enjoy watching your rants, although I couldn't figure out how to reply to anything. I enjoy watching them. I'm also an 11-year-old fire flame. Well, I'm just not the 11-year-old place where 11-year-olds go tonight. Alex, not talking about that. I thought when you kept saying Ken Paxton, I thought you were saying Kim Paxton and thought Ken was a girl. I don't know who Kim Paxton is. No, Kim Kardashian is. Damn, there's a lot of 11-year-olds. You already said that. I'm 15. Seshvat. Jeff Jefferson. Okay, I'm going to move on. You're just getting silly now. Same. Could be 13. How is your night? I'm sober. My night is wonderful. Nick, I'm not talking about that. Please read the pinned comment. Chicken Gaming, are you happy? I'm as happy as I've ever been as an adult. I was happy when my kids were born, like ecstatic, but I was just like really naive back then. So overall, I'm I'm probably the happiest person, well, happy person I know. Can I ask why you're outside at night? Because it is beautiful out here, Mahi Mahi. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I get tired of just sitting there in my bed doing these things, and I like to just move around a little bit. I'm not used to you wearing glasses. Oh, hi, Marita. Yeah, that's what happens when you get old. Freedom No School on Monday. What are you up to now? I'm doing what I do. Can you read my message that's up a bit? And sorry, dude. I missed it. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all please, if you look at Miss Mary or Miss Becca, I don't know, I haven't seen Becca in here. If they've got a little wrench, little crescent wrench, and they're talking to you. They're not necessarily talking to me. There's things that I'm not going to talk about, and you're just clogging up the feed. And if your objective is to be a troll and clog the feed up, they're going to be a whomping wheel and just smash you, and you'll be banned or at least temporarily blocked. You got knee pains? Yeah, I do. Gotta go outside and breathe fresh air. Yep. The wrench is a moderator. Exactly. How old's Parker? He's 21. I'm not talking about that. Rose Spiker. Please read, see above. How's your little sailing school trip been going? I passed, Miss Shanna. I am now a skipper. I'm qualified. I passed my ASA 101, 103, and 104, the written and the physical. And I am now qualified to, I can legally, or however you want to put it, I can charter a 45-foot sailboat or under because I've passed the course. Oops. Oh, that's nice. Are you a TikToker? Nope. TikToker. Slip of the mouth there. Nope, I'm not a TikToker. And I know a lot of my videos are, a few of the big ones are on TikTok. Hey, Caleb, you should do a day in the life of dealing with Ken Paxton. Hannah, I basically do that every single day. Caleb, I can't go outside without getting bit by bugs. Yeah, bugs don't, I'm too sour. They don't like me. I think I did too many field jobs back in the day. And like my skin is soaked in diesel. Donovan Carter, remember me? I remember that name. What's your favorite band? Enya's my favorite singer. The Offspring's my favorite punk band. Wait, what is an attorney general? And it's just a really high elected official. Speaking of, that actually is a good question. Another thing about, for those that are keeping up with this, there's a law, and again, I'm not a lawyer, but there's a law in Texas that says if you're in the family court and dealing with child support, if you have a retainer, or if you have a lawyer on retainer, like I do, like I've had all these years, then the Office of the Attorney General cannot talk directly to me. The Attorney General, if I have a question, I have to go to my lawyer and ask him the question, pay him money. He asks the Attorney General's office, blah, blah, blah. Then they get back to him, blah, blah, blah. And then my lawyer gets back to me. The law says since I have a lawyer involved, I cannot talk to the Attorney General's office. I would assume that means that the Attorney General's office cannot talk to me. Because that's what they always tell me. Do you have a lawyer? Yes. Well, then we can't talk to you. We have to go through your lawyer. So that being said, Michelle Smith was Ken Paxton's campaign manager. She messaged me through Facebook Messenger, of which I have all the copies. So for the hackers out there, don't even bother because you won't find it because it's stored off-site because I'm not a moron. She talk to me. She figured out what I wanted. She asked me what it would take to shut me up. She made the phone calls and told me directly. Remember, she, Attorney General, lawyer, Caleb, lawyer, Attorney General. That's the flow. That's the way it's supposed to flow. She broke her own law, their own laws, and talked directly to me. She said, Caleb, I'm going to have somebody call you from the Attorney General's office. I was like, great, this is cool. Really? Thanks. And sure enough, within a day or two, they called. They called me directly. They may have gone through my lawyer on some things, I don't know. But they called me directly, said, we're working on your case, blah, blah, blah. And apparently that's a big fat no. You're not supposed to do that. That's against the law. And what happens to people who break the law? That's right. People like Ken Paxton prosecute people like that because that is illegal. And that is specifically what the Attorney General's job is to do, is to prosecute. He's considered, the slang word for any Attorney General of any state is the top cop. He prosecutes and has people arrested for doing dastardly things. So my question is that why Michelle Smith and anybody tied to Michelle Smith, who's tied to the deadbeat Attorney General Ken Paxton, is ignoring me? Because did Michelle Smith break the law? Did she bribe me? It looks like she bribed me. I'll be honest with you. I was at the time, I was so freaking broke. I was about to be homeless. I didn't care. I was like, I'll take it. This is great. I think it's kind of shitty that, and I don't remember if I said this directly, but I've talked about it before. I think it's shitty that the only reason somebody as high up as the campaign manager for the Attorney General of Texas talked to me is simply because I had a platform. Because I'm not the only one that bitches about the dastardly deeds in the family court. By far, I'm not the only one. I happen to be probably, as far as the family court goes and YouTube genres, I've probably got about the biggest audience there is. I just think it's kind of shitty that, okay, well, we'll help this Caleb guy because he's being screwed, but he's got an audience. And what about all the other people who don't have an audience, that don't just make this their life? What about everybody else that gets screwed? I just think it's total chicken shit. But I would like to know, did Michelle Smith, darling, did you break the law by talking to me? The people that you had call me, Michelle Smith, is this thing on? Yeah. Michelle Smith, did they break the law when they called me? And did they break the law when they called the dogs off on your end? This guy would like to know, because if you broke the law, you work for the law enforcement and you're not supposed to do that. Inquiring minds want to know, Michelle Smith, did you break the law? It'd be interesting to find out. I feel like I'm watching the news. Well, sorry. This is news to me. This is important to me. If it's not important to you, that I understand, but Ruben Sylvester, you are banned. Congratulations. You got Whomping Willowed by Miss Mary. Hey, Miss Mary, can you give Ruben a mute? Oh, she just got it. Have you ever done softball, Caleb? I played it years ago. There's a bug on your shirt. Got it. Thanks. Ha! I just had a kid. What's his name? What's the vice president's name? Pence? Mike Pence? With the fly on his head? Ha! I think Mike Pence has more hair than I do. He's like 20 years older than me. Who am I voting for? Nobody. I'm not voting for anybody. I don't vote. I think it's a waste of time and money. I've done all that. I used to be a hardcore Republican. I used to vote straight ticket Republican. And then all of a sudden, Republicans put me in jail. And Republicans took all my money out of my bank account. And Republicans took my kids away from me. So I'm not voting for Republicans. Yeah, the only reason I ever endorsed or supported one single Democrat, his name was Justin Nelson in 2018, was simply because he was running against Ken Paxton. And that being said, Nah, I don't want to get into that. I've talked about that too much. But that was the only Democrat or person I'd ever endorsed or wanted to win, and it's not for political reasons. I don't care who wins. These assholes are going to do what these assholes are going to do, and I just don't care. But I childishly am going against Kim Paxton. This is interesting, and the news is boring. Gamer gotta go. Much respect to you, Tyler Coulter. Much respect to you, sir. Hang on. I was just awarded full custody of my 4-year-old daughter back in July. Court against her mother was such a mess and so stressful. I feel like I can relate to you. Thank you both. Wow, congratulations. Before anybody shits on me for thinking I'm only pro father or only pro dad, I'm not. That could have very well Tyler. That could have very well been a Taylor, and she got back at her rotten father, baby daddy or whatever. I'm not a. I'm not a father's rights activist. I used to be. Used to consider myself that, but I don't, and I'm not anymore. I consider myself a family court activist because once my videos went viral, I found out really, really quickly, even though it's a different percentage, that there are good mothers that get screwed over in the family court too, and I'm fully aware of that, and I would never ever turn my back on them either. But congratulations, Tyler. If that is then the best interest, I just can only take your word for it. Of your 4-year-old daughter, then congratulations. Abdu77, do you have any pets? I used to. Bless, rest in peace. Francis got killed about 8 months ago. He was my cat, and I miss him really bad. I don't know if y'all know this. I love cats. Like, love cats. If I ever win the lottery, I'm just going to be the cat guy. I'm going to adopt every stray cat that ever comes out because I absolutely love them. My dad has the smallest little hairs. He's almost bald. Okay. You look like Michael from GTA. Really? I don't know which one Michael is. Oops. Forgot to turn this off. Dayton, Ohio. Sorry, man. I can't answer. I usually don't answer these anymore. I appreciate people calling, but I just don't answer much anymore. I have a cat. Stop asking for age. Who said cats are weird? Maybe that's why I love them so much. Hey, can I have a pray for my 5-week-old son who is on oxygen? Hannah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not much of a prayer person, but I really am sorry to hear that. I obviously hope things get better for that. Eric Esquivel. Hey, how's Caleb, by the way? Love your videos. Caleb is sober. Thanks for the $5 donation or super chat. I do appreciate it. But yeah, to answer your question, Caleb's sober and Caleb is happy. Anthony Lutz. Hey, what's up, Caleb? I just watched the video where Parker stands up and I didn't go. Oh, I just said, right. Congrats. Have a great day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just know that if you're new here, I'm not talking about that. I thank you for watching it. I do appreciate it, but I'm just not talking about my kids. Hannah Manville says thank you. Oh, Hannah. Well, I genuinely mean that, obviously. He's not. What? Oh, I thought Miss Mary said he's not sober. Like, he's sober. Yeah, I am sober. So sorry for your loss. I own my own German Shepherd, a dog named Candy. Animals truly man's best friend. You can trust animals, not people, as much. Rose Spiker, I'm not going to get a disagreement with you out of me on that one. It's every day, bro. Ugh, the bugs are starting to get me. I might have to go in. They're bugging me now. I think it's just because I turned the light on. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. From all the great. Thank you. What sober mean? Sorry, I'm young. Sober. Oh, boring tea. That means I'm not drunk. I'm not high. I'm not stoned. I'm not drunk. It means I don't have any drugs in my system. I'm perfectly coherent. Eric Esquivel, $2. Oh, thanks, man. $2. Thanks. How did you make your thumbnail? It's just my profile picture for my YouTube channel. I didn't specifically put it on here. It just does it by itself. I'm not talking about House Parker. So the House Parker people, I've talked about that already. It's already that's I've got my reasons that I'm not even going to explain anymore. I've already explained all that. How am I doing during quarantine? I'm going about my daily business as if it never happened because I don't care. I've got a healthy immune system, particularly now that I've stopped drinking. I work on my immune system, and that is what immune systems are for. People are going to die every single year of nasty diseases, no matter what you do. And that little piece of over your face, if that makes you feel better, by all means, have at it. But I'm investing in my immune system, and I try to watch what I eat. Don't eat junk food. What video can I watch to find out about Parker? Well, I made a video called How's Parker? How are the kids? You can watch that one. It was a live I did about 2 or 3 months ago. And I explain, well, I explain. What kind of sports do you watch? I don't. I like to watch Mike Tyson, and that's about it. There are getting to be some bigger and bigger bugs here. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. Let's see, I'm going to go, Caleb. Boring tea on Halloween decor. Have a wonderful night. And to you, Miss Mary. Okay, good night, Boring Tea. Thank you again for the recommendation of pinning the I won't answer question about my kids. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. All right, Yankees fan. Not really. Not really not a sports guy. Caleb, what is your favorite caliber? I assume you're talking about guns. I've got a 7mm Mauser that my uncle bought me or gave to me actually for a Christmas present in 1985. And that was been my only hunting rifle. I hadn't shot it probably a decade. Astros Erla, I'm not talking about that. I respect your parenting, bro. Keep up the wholesome content. Always respect a sober man who is choosing to be good every day over a worse past. Bless you. From Joshua Valdez. Thank you, Joshua. I really genuinely appreciate that. Just so y'all know, I feel, and I know there's some kids here, just you're going to have to cover your ears. I try not to cuss too much, but I feel so fucking good being sober that I'm probably going to talk about this like for a long time. I'm going to be like talking, at least introing all of my lives like this on how good I feel. And if that's going to bug you, then I don't know. I guess maybe my channel's not for you, but I've always liked helping people, like genuinely helping people. And if I don't, which is weird because I generally don't like people. I like somebody said earlier, I like my cat. I guess that's the reason I'm a cat guy. I can trust my cats. Can't trust people. People always tend to let you down. At the same time, like the person whose baby's on oxygen, I obviously don't know that person. I don't know their baby, but that bugs me. I don't like to hear that. I guess it's the innocent people or the people that need help. I enjoy helping people. And if I can talk about my sobriety, if that helps someone else, because apparently with alcoholism, people like, if they were ever on the booze all the time, they call them an alcoholic for the rest of their lives. Like somebody drank every day for 10 years until they're 30. All of a sudden, they're 30, they got clean. And now they're 60 or 50 and they still go to AA meetings because for some people, they're always tempted by it. I guess I'm a weird anomaly in that area because the thought of alcohol makes me sick to my stomach. I remember what it smells like, and just the thought of it is just disgusting to me as fucking cigarettes. And I smoked occasionally way back in the day, but I've been quit smoking, I don't know, 6, 7 years, something like that. So I'm going to talk about how good I feel on my sobriety, and I hope that doesn't turn people off. But for some people, that helps them knowing that someone was like them, they quit, and now they're moving on. And if me talking about that helps somebody else, I can be like a supplement to their AA, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really sure how that works, but if me talking about my sobriety and showing, like, I hope to, like, I've started to work out a little bit. I'm like getting my muscle tone back and losing my chubby dad bod a little bit. I hope to be able to get back in shape, and if that helps people stay off the bottle, then hell yeah, I'm all for it. I'm going to do it. What's your favorite movie? It's Deadpool, I think. Probably Deadpool. Anne of Green Gables. I'm a gigantic Anne of Green Gables fan. I posted something today in the community section about a pumpkin carving, a silhouette you can cut out and put on. If you're into pumpkin carving, you can carve Anne of Green Gables on your pumpkin. Favorite movie? I already answered that. What's your Shannon Jackson? Yes, congrats. You are effing amazing. Stay sober too. Sorry for cussing. It's okay. I mean, I'm not against cussing. I cuss like a sailor. I just try to not make it every other word here. I mean, if you drop an occasional F bomb in my comment section, I don't care. Just no. It's just like anything else. If you do it too much, it just gets annoying. Oh, you remind me of Heath Ledger. Holy moly! I've never said I remind anybody of Heath Ledger. I don't like actors that much, but that guy was phenomenal. A phenomenal actor. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I don't like politics, Rose Spiker says. Politics, I think, is a bunch of crooked people. No argument here. I'm glad you quit all of your bad life choices, or quit all your bad life choices. What's your favorite hobby? Right now, my favorite hobby is probably the very first hobby I've ever had. It's sailing. And I don't get to do it much because sailing, unless you own your own boat, sailing is kind of expensive just because boats are expensive. Do you live in a house or where do you live? I live in a uh, single wide trailer house that I'm renting. It's located in Conroe on 7 acres. Do I like Star Wars? I'm going to hurt y'all's feelings. No, I don't. I like the old ones made in the late 70s, early 80s with where they use puppets. But this new stuff, oh, the CGI is just awful. Sorry. I know there's a lot of Mandalorian fans out there, and I'm just not one of them. Greetings from Costa Rica, Juan Jose Alvarado. Cool. I'd like to see Costa Rica. Hello, I'm new and I'm Indian. That's from Uncurling Ant 32. Well, hello, Uncurling Ant 32. Kenna Mango Shiat. Damn 7 acres. I don't know how to say your name. I have never seen Star Wars. If you ask me, you're not missing anything. The old ones, again, maybe it's just because I'm an old fart, but I like the old ones. I just don't like the new ones. I think Blaine. I took Blaine Hayden to see one of them that came out 2018 or so. Blaine literally fell asleep. It was so awful. Hayden and I were just like, whatever. I think we got up and left early. It's so bad. More than welcome down here. Maybe I'll sail there. That'd be fun. What's your favorite country? From Mahi Mahi? Certainly not the United States, because the land of the free is a load of shit. I don't know. I've only been to two other countries. I went to Jamaica on my first honeymoon. I went to Cancun, Mexico on my second honeymoon and enjoyed both of those. Those are my only experiences with other countries. Cannot wait to see all of Europe. Can't wait to see Australia. My friend here, Juan Jose Alvarado. I'd love to go down to Costa Rica. It's Costa Rica? No, I'm thinking Puerto Rico. Yeah, Costa Rica. I'm proving my ignorance right here. My ignorance here. Levitron Productions, Australia. Cannot wait to go. The devil all the time was a great movie. I don't know what that is. You should travel to Austria. I'd like to see Austria. That's where Schwarzenegger's from. I just watched your old video on Parker not wanting to leave and go with his mom. Well, thank you, Lux. Pattinson did a really good job playing the preacher. Okay. Oh, Robert Pattinson. I just watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and that's where Pattinson. It's one of his older movies. Can you answer my question from up there, Joshua Valdez? Sorry, Joshua, I can't scroll that far up. Try putting it back in. I might see it. You would probably like Spain. I'd love to see Spain. Why did you want to stay? Your dad, not your mom? Huh? I thought it was a good question. Does it snow where you live? It snows not. No, not here. It used to snow a little bit in Odessa, West Texas, but it never snows in Houston. Great job with Parker. Thank you. Do you should be so proud? Such a great cat on being sober from Astros. Thank you. Hey Caleb, I'm going to go. My ride wheeler here. Okay. Dadgummit, they're going too fast again. If you had some advice to give your teenage self and you really had to sell it, stubborn as teenagers are, how would you sell it? Um, don't get married ever. If you do get married, don't get married soon. Don't have children ever. And if you do, don't have children soon. And don't borrow money. Those are my big three I've always taught my kids. Do not ever borrow money for any reason whatsoever. I'm not a religious person, but the Bible is spot on when it talks about the borrower being slave to the lender. That is exactly correct. That's CBD, rich stuff. I'm not sure you're talking about. Shannon Jackson, would you ever write a book about your life or let someone write a book about your life one day? I've actually I tried to start writing a book about my life, and I found out really quickly that I am not an author. Joe Rogan lives in Texas now. He does. He lives somewhere in the Austin area. That's where I was earlier this week. Damn, don't have children. I'm just saying it's dangerous. And a lot of people get really upset with me when I say that. I'm just saying, yeah, I have to speak realistically. It is dangerous to have children, particularly in the United States, because when you've got like a 50% chance of divorce. And people get pissed at me when I say that. No, it's more like 50 or 45% or 40. You got a pretty high percentage. You're going to, if you do get married and have a kid, it's roughly a coin toss. You're going to get divorced. Maybe you and your ex can be friends and co-parents and stay out of the family court. But chances are most people still, unfortunately, have to resolve their differences in the family court, which just means a person in a robe that doesn't know you, even a good judge, uh, is not going to give you and your family the most favorable outcome. And that is the reason I tell people consider not having kids. You don't have to have kids. Just because your parents had kids or your grandparents had kids, that's what I was always either, I don't know if I was taught, but I was certainly led to believe that's just what you did. Get married young, have kids young. That's what my parents did. That's what my grandparents did. As far back on both sides as I know of, get married young and have a bunch of kids. And I'm just telling you now, you don't have to live, or you don't have to have kids in order to live a happy life. You just don't. Sorry if that upsets you, but I know so many people who don't have kids who live happy lives. I mean, life's always going to be hard. And I also know a lot of people my age that have been through the shit that my kids and I went through. They're looking back now like, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. If I don't have to deal, or if my kids don't have to deal with that crap and I have to watch my own grandkids go through this, I don't want to see my grandkids go through that, which is why I'm glad I don't have grandkids. If I ever do have grandkids, of course I'm going to love my grandkids, but I'm going to live a perfectly happy rest of my sober life not having grandkids if I don't have grandkids. I'm going to be happy. And at least I don't have to worry about my own grandkids having that threat, that possibility of dealing with the family court system. Abu 777, who is Miss Mary? Miss Mary is my friend. Miss Mary is a moderator here. Miss Mary is a Whomping Willow, and she makes sure that people don't get obnoxious and ask stupid questions and or troll too much if they ask the same question over and over and it just blocks it forever and it confuses everybody. She's the one that'll go and smash you and make sure you don't get to act like that. Will you ever date again? Well, of course. Yes, absolutely. I'd love to get married again someday. I mean, not necessarily going to go through the official courts necessarily, but I'd love to be in a relationship eventually. I just, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die? I think I'd just soon not know. I'd rather live my life every day as if this was my last day and just try to do the best I can. I don't want to have a baby, get woken up. This is from Cinnamon Goat Sheet Shite. Get woken up, change diapers, all that, but I feel an obligation to have at least one child that's from a smart, intelligent, kind woman. Okay. You don't have to have kids to be happy, dude. And a brave woman, too. I'm not sure. So I'm a single father of a 3 year old. I've raised him since he was 2 months old. He's my world, from Curtis Haley. Good for you, Curtis. I mean, apparently, again, I'm obviously not shitting on people that are young, that have young children. I'm not. You have a duty. Once you've brought that baby into this world, you have a duty to raise that child and love that child. And for the love of all things holy and unholy, please do not spank your children. Shut down whatever you're doing when they're throwing a temper tantrum. And if they're 3 years old, get on a 3 year old level. If they're 7 years old, you get down on a 7 year old level. And if they're 14, you get on a 14-year old level and find out what the root cause of the problem is. There's no sense in whipping out your belt and yelling, threatening, grounding, spanking, screaming, hollering, threatening, cussing out, and just overall, in general, being a fucking prick to your own kids. You can talk nicely to them. You can be stern. If you've got rules of the house, you can be stern. You just don't have to be a prick about it. I don't know where America ever got off this bullshit. Well, my dad spanked me and I turned out fine. I spanked my kids. No, you're an asshole. If you're spanking your kids because you're spanked, you didn't turn out fine. You turned out to be a spanking person, an asshole. Love your thinking. No violence is ever okay. Um, well, there's one caveat to that, Astros L. Erla. There's one caveat to that. I never promote violence at all in any shape, form, or fashion. However, you do always have a right to defend yourself against any and all threats. And depending on how big of a threat it is, once they've initiated that force, you have a right to defend yourself using equal amount, if not more, to get them off of you. And that is, by definition, violence as well. The difference is you don't initiate it. The initiation of force is always immoral. There's other kinds of genocide too, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about. How old is your son now? I got a bunch of them. I'm not talking about. Hello from Corpus, from Sky Hawkins. I love Corpus. Y'all recovering from all the hurricanes down there? It's true. Jazz Duncan, I'm not talking about that. I've talked about it enough. Bill Gates, vaccines, killing effort, sterilizing. Yeah, not a big Bill Gates fan. What interesting things you used to do when you were a kid? Um, I was kind of a wallflower. I didn't really do much. Used to go hunting a lot down on my uncle's ranch in Sheffield, Texas. My uncle Dale is my dad's oldest brother. He's more of a dad to me than my dad was. Certainly spent a lot more time with me. I loved it. I loved being down at the ranch. You're so lucky your vid went viral, from Brittany Tyler. I guess I wouldn't recommend activism to anybody because it's tough. Why won't you talk about how Parker's doing? Well, if you watch the video I made called, I said this earlier, called "How's Parker? How are my kids?" and I'll tell you exactly everything. I'll answer that question for you. I'll just put it to you that way. What's your biggest regret? Where did that go? Missed flicks. What is your biggest regret in life? That's a tough question. I don't have many regrets. Um, I can't help that I was born naive and raised naive. All I can do, I don't like that about myself. All I can do is teach my own children to not be naive, and none of my kids are. They're all street smart as hell. Regrets. If I had it to do all over again, I would make children with somebody I was compatible with. Um, if I got divorced with children with somebody I was compatible with, I wouldn't go through the family court. Kind of wished, or I do wish I hadn't have drank so much for so long. I spanked Parker 2 or 3 times and Blaine 2 or 3 times. That's probably my biggest regret of life. Never spanked Hayden, never spanked London, but I do regret spanking my kids. That's okay. That's my biggest regret. I regret spanking my kids. I didn't do it much, but that's like saying, well, I didn't murder very much, just a little bit of murder. I just don't. I wish I had never done it. Jeff Jefferson. I'm scared to even talk on here. That's okay. Just don't ask me blowing up my feed about the kids and all this, and you'll be fine. Brittany, see, that's exactly what I'm not talking about. I mean, real. That's, and I'm not trying to pick on you, Brittany. Maybe you're new, but that asking me questions like that, if you wouldn't ask somebody up front, a complete stranger, how that exact question, then please don't ask it here because that's that. And for me, the reason why is that involves people who aren't here to. That's like gossiping. That's what gossiping is, and I'm not a gossiper. I second Jeremy's question. Let's see. Jeremy, Caleb, I just watched the video of Parker standing his ground. How is he now? Again, I've already answered that. Watch my video called How's Parker? How are the kids? And I'll answer that question for you. Drop the workout routine. Right now, my consistent workout routine is I walk a mile every single morning, a brisk walk, and every single evening. In between other things, I've got Blaine's got a bar over here, a 40, 50 pound bar. I do curls, I do push ups, try to watch my diet. That's about my workout routine. Don't think it's really, really consistent that I would have to, something really big would have to happen. I don't miss my morning walks and I don't miss my evening walks. Taylor Bradford, how am I feeling? I'm sober and feeling fantabulous. Not answering you. What steroids would you recommend? I wouldn't. Do you have any diet plans? Really hard for me. Um, I've tried vegan. I've tried keto. As I get older, I've never liked sugar, but as I get older, I can't eat as much sugar. I can't eat as much wheat. Do you like to do on a nice? What do you like to do on a nice winter day? Um, yes, I'm outside. Uh, Nice winter day. Just enjoy the day. I've always been an outside person. That's pretty much the reason I'm out here right now. I get tired of being. It's still kind of hot here, so during the day I've been staying inside, and now I just get to come out here and enjoy the. Dang dog, you all right? My dog just barfed, and no, he's not my dog, but he's the dog that stays here. He just goes on walks with me. Well, kids, we're at an hour and 3 minutes, almost hour 4 minutes. I'm probably gonna turn this off unless anybody's wants to just still hang out for a while. Are you looking forward to Christmas? Not really. I'm never been a or ever since I got divorced, all that the family court just ruined holidays, and I don't think anything of it. In fact, I used to before the job went away or COVID happened, I would always volunteer to work on Christmas because I knew everybody else it meant something to them. So, what did you want to be when you were a kid or younger? Um, I'd tell you what I didn't want to be. I did not want to be a family court activist. I don't recommend this. Yeah, activists, you're either called to do it or you're not. I mean, you either feel like it's something you have to do. I don't think anybody just says, you know what, I think when I grow up, I just want to risk my life and risk my freedom and risk my everything about me, my money, my kids, and I think I want to be an activist. I didn't want to be an activist. I don't. I was never was one of those kids that just knew what I wanted to be. The dog, LOL. Sam plays for your video after COVID. Make a blog about going somewhere in the world. Oh yeah, once I get my sailboat, that's definitely in the plans. Have you traveled to Garrett County, Maryland? No, I think I drove through Maryland one time, but it was on my way to get I was going to an event up in New York. Have you considered writing a book and telling your story? It might inspire other dads and kids going through the same shit. From La Mafanguera. Oh, that I was talking about that earlier. I started writing my book, but I found out real quickly I'm not an author. I'm not very good at it. Um, if somebody wanted to write a book, or I've had people say they wanted to do movies or whatever about stuff that they said they want to do it. No one ever came through with it, but uh, I wouldn't object to it if it'll help other people get through this and tell our story. Heck yeah, I'd be fine with it. London says hi, Caleb. Oh, hi, London. I don't know if you know this, London, but my daughter's name is London, and she is my favorite human being, and her turd brothers know it. Have you ever been to the Dominican Republic? No, I haven't. Have you been to Iceland? No, but I want to. Have you? I have absolutely zero clue what life has in this strive for me, and I'm still I need to figure it out. Don't what I want to be. Don't. Some people never figured out; they just kind of go. So London says, "Cool." I just love the name London. What's your favorite cartoon that you used to watch as a kid? Mm, I love Roadrunner. Kind of showing my age there, but all right, kids, we are well over an hour, and my battery, well, I've got about 30%, but bugs are starting to bug me, and I'm going to go. So, is Ken in jail yet? London, unfortunately, sweetheart, no, he's not. But that is coming soon. So, anyway, kids, everybody, thanks so much. Miss Mary, Miss Becca, thank y'all very much for being my Whomping Willows, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Again, I don't know when I'll be back. I go live whenever I just feel like there's something to talk about. Might be a few days, might be a couple weeks. I don't know, but for sure, count on me getting on here and rambling periodically on how fucking good I feel being sober. It is the greatest feeling. I love it. Anyway, y'all have a good evening. Thanks so much. Bye.